How you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today I wanted to talk about making yourself a priority in the first weeks and months of your quit anyway. I mean, you should be doing this in your life in general. You know, the primary aim of quitting drinking alcohol is obviously to stop the actual drinking, to stop the alcohol going in. Without stopping that flow, it's very difficult to change anything else. You can't change anything else, and you certainly, it goes without saying that you can't quit drinking without stopping the flow. But you have to sort of be gentle with yourself in the beginning, give yourself a lot of room for mistakes, a lot of room for, I suppose, not self-pity, but looking at yourself and thinking, well, I just have to sort of pat myself on the back for how far I've come. Even before you quit, most people go through life on this journey and they don't even get to the contemplation stage, which is thinking about quitting drinking alcohol. They're in this, what a guy called Prochaska calls the pre-contemplation stage, which is they think that alcohol drinking is perfectly normal. It's a normal part of their lives, and that there's nothing wrong with it. So you have to give yourself tremendous kudos for actually getting to the stage in your life where you're thinking that what you're doing has value, that thinking about quitting drinking has got value, and that you actually stepping across that line and making the commitment to quit drinking has got a lot of value as well. And it's only when you can make the changes that you need to make in your thinking that you're going to see the biggest changes in your behavior. The behavior of stopping drinking alcohol, the actual stopping drinking is not getting rid of the behavior, right? The behavior is still there underneath, the rituals are still there. And changing that thinking, changing that behavior, this is all going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen within a day, 2 days, a week, 2 weeks. It's going to take months before you get rid of the behavior. You can confidently say that you can sort of be in situations and you're not going to think about drinking, And when I'm talking about not thinking about drinking, I'm not talking about never actually having the thought about alcohol, right? I think that's just an impossible thing to do. I think even people who never drank alcohol in their lives are going to think about alcohol at some stage, even if it's to think, what would it be like, or what would it be like to be drunk, or what does that taste like, or, what does it feel like when it's going in your body, that kind of thing, So the thoughts you're never going to get rid of, but it's the thoughts about that lead to the behavior. That's the ones that you want to get, that are going to disappear over time, right? These are the ones that you want to eradicate from your life, and it's these thoughts that take a while to sort of, it's, as I say, it's a dynamic process. So it's a bit by bit approach. Gradually, as you don't feed the behavior and you don't feed the drinking thinking, then these things are going to disappear, but it's going to take time. Now, one of the first places that you can have an immediate impact is in your own home, in your own environment, right? You can get rid of the alcohol out of your home. You can get rid of all the paraphernalia. You can organize your home and organize yourself so that you're not getting reminded, minute after minute after minute. Every time you go into a certain room, there's a picture on the wall of a pint of Guinness, or there's a bottle of wine sat on the shelf that you just love to down. So it's all those little reminders that you can get rid of. You can organize your room, organize your home so that it's a lot more conducive to you relaxing and to doing the things that you want to do, So you have to have a plan about what you're going to replace the alcohol with. So think about that a lot before you quit drinking. And then in your home, have certain things are in your environment, have certain things that are conducive to that new environment that are going to help you to bring the new behavior in and establish the new habits. You know, what you're always trying to do is to break down the old habit and construct the new habit. And everything that you do around in your environment, in your thinking and stuff, should be along those lines of trying to break down the old habit and construct the new habit. So you want to, as far as the drinking is concerned, you want to have as few reminders as possible. And in your mind, you want to try and establish as many, not hatreds, but as many roadblocks to you drinking as you possibly can. You know, maybe you can't do this in your full home. You know, maybe there's other drinkers in your house, and you have to take into account other people as well. You know, you can't just force other people to toe the line with you with what you want to do in your life. You know, I think that's a mistake that a lot of people try and make, is they try and enforce their disciplines and their beliefs on other people, and I think that just causes a lot of problems, and the problems can lead to more issues that are just not going to be conducive to you quitting drinking. So, you know, they can put more roadblocks in your way. So if you can't get your whole house done like this, at least get one room where you can go and it's sort of your safe room. You can go in there, there's no alcohol, there's no nothing that's going to remind you of drinking. Preferably a room that you didn't drink in before, you know. And this is not being selfish, right? You're being pragmatic. You know, when I said that you can't force your opinions on other people, you know, it's just not the way habit change happens. If somebody tries to force something on you, it's a lot more difficult to toe the line and to change than if you make the decision to do it yourself. So when you're quitting drinking, you can actually have a great influence on other people just because of the way you're making the changes in your own life, right? Because of the changes that you're doing in your life, and the changes that you're making in your thinking, just the way you look at things, the way you look, you know, the way you appear to other people is just a massive sort of encouragement for other people to at least take a look at what they're doing, you know. And it might take them years before they do this, you know. You know, I know people now that are turning around to me and going, you know, I think you have it right, you know. The way you look now and the way you live your life and stuff, and you've no more hangovers, and I'm jealous of you and blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff, you know. And yeah, I'm looking after myself, right? And whether you want to say that's selfish or not, you have to look after yourself first and foremost. I mean, it's like going back to the, if you get onto an airplane and they say to you, you know, in case the airplane goes down, you have to put the oxygen mask on yourself before you put it on anyone else, because if you don't look after yourself first, you can't look after anyone else. And that's the same thing that happens in life. So be selfish, be pragmatic in the beginning, you know, just look after yourself, trying to establish yourself as much as you can in your own environment, try and make it as alcohol free as you can, right, within your own limitations, and gradually, slowly but surely, just change your thinking. You know, let go of your preconceptions, your expectations, your assumptions, your fears about things. Try and let go of as many of those as you can. You know, most of the fears are groundless, and you realize this as you go on through this journey. You know, feed yourself as much good fuel as possible. You know, good nutrition. Try and get good sleep. Get exercise, rest. If you can't sleep, if you're finding problems with sleep, just rest and make sure you're keeping yourself as relaxed as possible, and just move on from there, you know. But as I say, you know, it's time to be selfish, to put yourself first, because, you know, if you don't do this for yourself, who's going to do it for you? You know, nobody. I mean, people will be quite willing to give out to you about your behavior while you're drinking, so they also have to put up with a little bit of discomfort on your behalf, you know, the people that are closest to you while you're making the transition, you know. As I say, it's a slow transition from the perspective of thinking and the mentality of all this, you know, from getting the behavior out of your life. But it's worthwhile, you know. And as long as you persist and you keep persisting and you keep persisting in not drinking, then you'll get there, you know. The drinking thinking will disappear, the drinking behavior will disappear, the rituals will all go, and you'll be left with what you are building into your new life, you know. So look, until next time, I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Take care of yourself, keep safe, keep the alcohol out of your mouth, onwards and upwards. All right, take care, good luck to you now, bye bye.